Hey, what's up, fellas? It's almost 2:30 here. It's about 73 degrees. It's just a little bit rainy, a little bit cloudy. I think I'm spoiled by having very bright sunny days with beautiful blue skies and clouds and that. So one of these days is what's that song? She's only happy when it rains. Anyways, I want to pass on some more unsolicited advice about very simple, free things you can do that are going to make you successful. Whether you believe it or not, these are tried and true things that are will will make you successful. So I wrote a list down. It's right over there. So if you see me looking off that way, it's because I am. Um, One of the first things you have to do is you have to understand the things that you have control over and the things that you don't have control over. Once you identify that, that's fine. You can't control the world, you can't control the weather. There's so many things you can't control. But I think we as men should always concentrate on the things that we do control. And I got a list of them here. So, fuck, I can't read my own writing. I need glasses. That's the hardest thing. All right, listen. I'm going to sidetrack this just for a little bit. As you get older, some of the things degenerate and your eyesight. Well, all right, I may have to go get my glasses. I'm gonna go get a pair of glasses so I can fucking read this. And I cannot tell you what uh, it bothers me. It bothers my ego that I have to wear glasses. I can tell you, I eat a bunch of carrots. I don't have any super bad vices. Uh, Anyways, fuck it. All right, listen. All right, so your eyesight's gonna get a little worse as you get older. So this is probably one of the only times. And I do not. Anyways, sometimes you just have to check your ego. So yeah, and here back to get back on track. It is that if you waste some of your time thinking about or trying to be responsible for things that you have no control over, you're just going to frustrate yourself. If you're a young man, you're not supposed to be making 6, 7 figures a year. You're supposed to start out, you don't start out at the finish line unless you're one of them fucking trust fund babies. Um, wow, that's weird. It's giving me a shadow of my cell phone picture. Anyways, I'm trying not to get off of it. Um, and here, what we're going to concentrate on, and what I don't expect. Hey, let me stop. This is just advice. Um, it's advice that I think will help you, and it is not anything I'm telling you you have to do. I am only making suggestions. I'm not an authoritarian. I don't have the right to tell you what to do, but I do want to help you without taking anything from you. So let me move on. The things you can control is whether or not you're going to be on time. All right, I can't fucking take it. Whether or not you're going to be honest. And no, I'm not going to make a show about each one of these. Yes, I could waste your time and make a show about honesty and being on time. And here's another thing. This I think this is probably one of the biggest keys that has helped me is listening and not trying to talk. Uh, I always say the adage, 2 ears, one mouth. You have 2 ears and one mouth. So you should always be listening twice as much as you speak. And you know what? I have to put my glasses back on. Yes, I'm getting old. Do what is expected of you. And meeting expectations should be the lowest bar you set for yourself during the day. Um, be humble. Um, there's nothing wrong with knowing you're big and strong, or knowing what you're really good at and knowing what you're bad at. Nobody likes a fucking dickhead blowhard. You should know the two types of courage. There is physical courage, when you put yourself in between, when you stand up for yourself. That's a form of physical courage. When you do not let someone bully you, that's a sign of physical courage. And then there's moral courage. Are you going to steal? Are you going to be honest? Are you going to not lie? Are you going to not cheat? Are you not going to be a scammer? Are you not going to do anything for money? So those are the two types of courage: moral and physical courage. And here for me, this is one of the, I think, more important things, is work hard but document what you accomplish. If you're a good, hard-working, average guy and you don't document the things that you do, they'll be, well, that's what we pay you for. When you need a promotion, if you don't have, you should keep a running total of the things. Hey, don't you remember on this day, that day, this day, this day, this day, you asked me to stay late. You asked me to sacrifice some of my time. You asked me to come in when I didn't have to. And I'm a team player and that kind of stuff. But if you cannot give specifics, if you don't document the things that you do, um, yeah, that is a very important thing. Hey, do you remember when I did this? Don't forget about this, da 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 da. And there's nothing wrong with bringing that stuff up when you're asking for more money. And you should, anyways, let me, ah, you should have plans, and you should at least have your first plan should be, when do I want to retire? When do I want to get? I think I can read the rest. So the glasses bother me. It's just, anyway. That's denial talking. And make plans, and you should have a list of things to do every day. I know it may not sound right. It may say, well, I can just use my memory and kind of stuff like that. Well, I tell you what, sometimes you need a guidepost. You need something to ground you and say, oh, yeah, that's right, I'm supposed to do this. And you can get very focused on an issue or project. And then as soon as that's finished, if you don't have a list of what you're supposed to do after that, you can get lost and wander off and not be as effective as you can. Da, 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 da. And here's the last one, and I promise I'm not going to try to drag this out too much. You should never, ever be surprised if you're willing to do the work and you're trying to be a good man and you have a plan. Why would you ever be surprised that you're successful? I think that's one of the things that they don't talk enough about, or what I'll talk a little bit more about. You showed up on time. You did all the work you're supposed to do. You don't cause problems, and all of a sudden you get a raise. Now, what are we going to do with that raise? We didn't have that raise. We didn't plan for that raise. So we save all of that. We save all of that. All right. I'll go over them again. These are all simple. None of this costs you any money. Well, it may cost you a little bit of money to buy a pen and a piece of paper to write your list down. But other than that, it doesn't. These aren't. Wait a minute. These aren't secured behind a paywall. Look both ways before you cross the street. Get the fuck out of here. Multi-level marketing scheme. Look, they're not hard. I'll go over them again. Be on time. Be honest. Listen twice as much as you speak. Do what's expected of you. Be humble but confident. Know the two types of courage: physical and moral courage. Work hard, but you have to document the things that you do. If you must, and there's nothing wrong with taking credit and, hey, I deserve this promotion. Here's why. Boom, 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 boom. I'm dependable. I show up on time. I don't cause trouble. I did this. I came in early. I do that. If it's not documented, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. You should make plans. Your first long range plan should be your first plan. When do I want to get out of the rat race? And what do I want my life to look like as I get older? Um, Make a list. Without a list, you'll get lost and you'll wander off. You won't be as driven as you can. A list is just a guide to help you get where you want to go. And again, do not be surprised. Especially like when I'm holding pads, and I'll get a good like 4 punch combination or 3 punch combination going with the guy, and he'll go, and he's practiced, or a guy comes in and he's doing his knife drills, and we spar. You know, you can spar with knives, practice knives. Um, in the military, we used what were called shock knives, but that's a long story. And these guys would get better and better and better. And why are you surprised? You did what you're supposed to do to be successful. The thing is, I'm beating a dead horse. This is already 11 minutes long, and I don't want to waste your time. But these are free. These are simple things. But if no one ever sits you down and talks to you and say, hey, look, yeah, this will work. This helps. Stay safe and healthy, gentlemen. Take care of each other if you can. If you can't, take care of yourself. You're important. You matter. And you're our future. Don't let anybody tell you anything else. Anybody says you're trash or anything like that, fuck them. You don't owe anybody anything. Your life is harder than my life ever was. So, like a fart in a G-string from West Texas, El Paso, I'm out of here. Bye-bye.